Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2024 CueSpeed Napa Invitational, hosted by Railyards here in Louisville, Kentucky, and produced by the WPBA. So we're waiting for our tournament director here, Ms. Kelly Pendleton, to finish the announcements. We've got a good lineup. This is a B-side matchup. If you guys want to follow the brackets, you can go to link in our YouTube description. We are on WPBA Billiards on YouTube at the moment, as well as Billiard TV. So thank you for tuning in. We're just going to kind of let Kelly do her thing and get through the announcement. Great job at this event. We're pretty excited to have her on board here at the WPBA. So we've got Betsy Sundholm, Michigan girl, competing against Dawn Oldag, who is a very solid player. She's been playing in quite a few of the events here recently inside the WPBA, and we're excited to have her on board. It's going to be a fantastic matchup. Take just a second here and let Kelly finish those announcements. Folks, stay tuned. No, guys. Hey, everybody. This is Lonnie tuning in again real quick here. We will kind of leave the mic on so you guys can kind of hear some of the noise around the room. We don't want to leave you guys in weird silence. I'm going to get our bios around for these players. Pretty exciting for them. Unfortunately, this is a B-side matchup. That was defeated yesterday on the A side by none other than Pia Filler. So she's trying to get her bearings about her in that. She is a very solid player from see or hear Kelly in the background. She's doing a good job. All right, so I think we got everything kind of settled in this morning. There's a lot going on in the room. So if you guys have never been to Railyard Billiards here in Louisville, you guys should come check it out. It's an absolutely stunning pool. The owners are wonderful. They've been fantastic to work with. Probably take just a second while she's doing the shout outs. Give a thank you to our sponsors here on the WP. So a quick thank you to our sponsors here at the Napa CueSpeed Invitational. It's been an awesome event so far, and it slates to just get better. All right, folks, and we're off to the races. Betsy Sundholm versus Dawn Oldag.
Should be a good match. I saw them warming up a little bit. I don't know a whole lot about either of these players, but I mean, they were hitting them pretty well. Position. It looked like they were pretty used to the table. So
Well, they're solid regional players, and they're just trying to make a push inside the WPBA.
yeah,
Betsy had a 17 through 24th place finish at our last event. It fell at Billiards in Colorado. So I just want to let everyone know that you guys just heard a male voice come across, and we haven't introduced him yet. This is Sean Denny. He is one of the tech guys here at Railyard who's helped me out tremendously in the last day and a half. So, and I think he's probably going to hang out with us a big portion of today.
I will do my best, and I do appreciate you having me in the booth.
Absolutely. Like, I appreciate all the work you've done. Heck, I walked away. I was in a match, and another match was getting ready to start. And I come over, and I was like, we have to set up. And he's like, it's done. I was like, oh, that's amazing. Fantastic. Like, all the guys here, Kyle, Sean, Tad. I mean, everybody's been awesome. So.
Anything we can do to make anyone's life easier, that's the goal.
Well, thank you for having us. We appreciate that.
Anytime. Thank you for having a tour stop here. It's been fun, and I hope to have many more.
Oh, man, the girls are great, aren't they?
The girls are great. It sounds like they're all having a great time. We've got the green room set up. Michelle's doing a great job with that. She's got snacks galore.
Oh, man, she's amazing. She had soups and Danishes and stuff for us yesterday.
Soups, Danish, fruit. I mean, you name it, and she thought of it.
All right, so we're going to go over the match rules here. Obviously, they lagged for their first break, which you just saw. Dawn did win the lag, so she does acquire the first break. It is alternate breaks thereafter. The three-point rule is in effect on the breaks here at the WPBA. 3 consecutive fouls is a loss of game. The 9-ball does not count in the bottom 2 pockets.
Yeah,
That's it.
That sounds about it.
Yeah.
She's got a really good opening break here. She's got a good shot on the 1. She can roll up for the 2 on the opposite side.
She may even be able to just pinch draw and shoot the 2 on the same side.
Yeah.
See what she opts to do. She does look like she's queuing high in the ball, so she's going to go forward. Call, Sean. Got a job, buddy.
I appreciate it. Looks like she's gone a little bit further than she would have liked, but she's going away from her work towards. She's gonna have to go down towards the bottom rail and then come back up for the 3 down in the bottom right-hand corner.
All right, so we have some technical stuff going on in the room right now. Sean's going to drop the mic and hit the road for a second. He'll be right back. So in the venue here, which of course you guys can see how stunningly based on their arena that they built here at Railyard, they also have mounted all all of our live stream on there. But what's our graphic on their TV, and it's just stuck there. So not that I'm disappointed. Statistically, they're stuck on the on their TVs everywhere, but someone made it stuck. It's fixing. All right, so Sean's back at it. He got it fixed for us.
Technical difficulties, crisis averted.
It was a quick fix. Didn't take him but a hot second.
All right, so I didn't see what happened on the 3. Did?
No, I was watching you fix all the things.
Fair enough.
All right, so looks like Bets does have a starting shot on the 3.
Yeah, those shots are never really easy though when it's frozen to the rail. You've got enough angle, but it's still a tricky shot. Especially we haven't mentioned it today, but the tables here, all the 9-footers are 4 1/4 inch pockets, not your standard 4 1/2 inch. So
they're a little more difficult.
A little bit.
I mean, it's not drastic.
It's not, and especially with new cloth, the pockets themselves, they're more accepting of the balls, but as far as English and everything is concerned, it's still a little bit more difficult to get used to.
Right, so nice shot there by Dawn. She cut that 3 ball nice and thin, get herself back out to the center of the table.
Now I would assume she's just going to play this with a bottom right cue ball and come back maybe a little bit further where the cue ball's at on the other side of the table, but nothing too drastic here.
She can opt to go 1 rail and try to keep it in the center, or she can go 2 rails.
Yeah. She went for 2.
Absolutely. And I think going 2 just allows you to not force yourself into decelerating it. You know what I mean?
Right. You don't have to worry about underhitting it.
Yeah. Use a full stroke. Fantastic. I know Dawn had a really nice showing at our Bristol borderline event. I don't know her exact placement at the moment, but she did have a good showing. Speaking of that, I think she made a weird miss on the 5 ball. Bets will return to the table. We're going to talk a little bit about these ladies. Bets is currently ranked 86th on the WPBA. Now, let me be clear. 86 is not necessarily because she doesn't play well. She just doesn't play all the time.
Right. It's hard for a lot of players to travel around
That's
as much.
Right. She plays part-time in events that she can make. She's sponsored by the Rack in Livonia, Michigan. Draw Your Rock, which is a really cool mobile app for pool that her and her partner, Derek Pogorski, who you heard do commentary yesterday, they built that app. Have you ever seen that Draw Your Rock app?
I haven't.
So it's an app on your phone. You can download it, and I think it's like a $5 fee or something.
Okay.
And you can put it's your pool table, so you can put your images on the pool table, the balls on the pool table.
Okay.
So you can use that to show people, like, I missed this ball,
Right.
right? Or I made this great bank, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a really cool tool that Bets and her significant other, Derek, came up with. And it's a really handy little tool, actually. So if anybody's interested, go ahead and go to your Play Store on your phone and check out Draw Your Rock. But this is something that's really cool about Bets that a lot of people don't know. She was a Big Ten champion in pool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She worked and retired from the University of Michigan.
Oh, okay.
She went to school there as well. She was, like I said, she was a Big Ten women's champion in 1989. In 1990, she was a Big Ten women's runner-up. She won numerous McDermott Tour events in the 90s. She's just a solid player. So, but having recently retired, now she's come back to the pool scene.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice seeing her play. And then Dawn Oldag, she is actually right there in rank with Betsy. She's also currently ranked number 88 on the tour. But like I said, she's also another player that doesn't make it to every event.
Yeah.
She is sponsored by Pleasant Places, Team Straight Pool Eye, and Palmetto Billiard Academy, which hosted one of our events in South Carolina 2 months ago.
Oh, nice. How was that room?
It's beautiful.
I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah, it's a really cool space. It's all Predator tables. What I like about it is it's more of a club
Okay.
versus like a billiard bar kind
Yeah.
of thing.
So you have to pay a membership, and then you have free access to it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Oh, really?
Like you get your own little key fob, and you can go in and play whenever you want. And
That's
have,
nice.
instead of having like an attendee, they have ways that you check in and out, and then they have vending machines, and so you can have access to like drinks and snacks and
Oh,
whatever.
that's
But they
nice.
don't have to have someone manning the booth, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. It's a cool idea.
We used to have here in this city, we used to have a private club. You had to pay $110 a month, and you would get your own key. It was kind of similar, but it probably wasn't nearly the size. We only had 3 Diamond 9-footers.
Yeah.
But that's where I don't promote gambling, but that's where all the gamblers would go after hours. We would have, especially come Derby time. I remember watching. I think it was Justin Bergman play Sky Woodward there. It was a really neat environment and atmosphere.
So I want to let everybody know who just recently joined. I am being in the booth with Sean Denny. Sorry if I'm a little stuttery this morning. I got a lot of things going on around me.
As you always do.
I'm a busy
So
girl.
so Sean Denny, he's one of the tech guys here at Railyard. I think he's kind of like Kyle's other hand when needed.
Yeah.
So we appreciate Sean. He's been awesome to work with. And so is Kyle. I mean, my goodness. Every time I ask for something, they're like, whatever you need. Whatever you need. I'm like, I'm moving here. I'm going to need you to find me a home.
Well, we got a realtor for that. She's actually one of the sponsors of this event, Michelle Griffin.
Yeah, Kyle told us if we move here and we don't use her, she'll hunt us down.
Yep.
So it looks like, cannot tell from this view exactly. Bets can see.
I think she can at least see an edge. She might be able to see enough to make it.
I like all the camera views. Kyle fixed the other camera for me yesterday.
That was a really nice shot, too.
He hits the ball well. That's no slouch, that's for sure.
Looks like she's just going to kind of roll forward a little bit and take this 9-ball down in the bottom right. And try and close out the first rack. If she does that, this will be on Dawn's. This was on Dawn's break, so she'll have a 1-0 advantage going into her own break.
Hey,
and there it is.
That's the first rack completed. First match of the day.
Yep. I saw some really nice safeties. I saw some really nice potting. I mean, there's a little bit of everything in that rack, so this should be a really good match going forward.
Absolutely. Let's chat a little bit about the event sponsors here. This is the WPBA 2024 CueSpeed Napa Invitational. Our event sponsors have been excellent to work with. Napa, of course, CueSpeed, Billiard Life Apparel, and PoolShooters.com, as well as Michelle Griffin and Railyard hosting the event here. And for those of you guys who aren't aware, Napa is actually holding their nationals on the other room in this pool room.
Yeah, so this pool room's kind of unique. We've got 2 separate areas with pool tables. The up top or the up front area, which is where we're hosting this event, has 8 Diamond 9-footers and then 6 Diamond bar boxes. And then if you go through the bar area back to the back room, we've got another 16 Diamond bar boxes back there.
And another bar.
Yep, and a whole
nother
bar.
set of bathrooms.
Yep.
And they have a really cool like pro shop here that they've partnered with.
Yep, Louis DeMarco's the one that runs the pro shop. Him and his one of his really good friends, they run the pro shop together. He does tip replacement, shaft cleaning. He does basically anything you need with the pool cue. He actually put my stacked leather wrap on my cue, and he did a really fantastic job. So we've got just about everything you would need here at Railyard.
Yep, even a few machines here and there, little fun stuff.
Yeah, a little charitable gaming machine here and there.
Just a few. All right, so she played that shot well. I don't know if she got close enough to the long reel to see all of the 3, but she's not hesitating much, so I'm guessing she does.
She's getting right down on it like she's about ready to fire it in. If she does, she's going to come right out for the 4 on the side. Oh, no.
And the 4
Stayed down
goes
for
down
the,
in the corner,
yeah.
too. So the only
thing that's a little bit tricky here is maybe getting past the side pocket and back out for the 5.
I'm-
Just play it in the side.
Yeah, I think she might play it in the side and try and clip off the 7 to run over to the right. It's just very, especially on newer cloth, you got to be very aware of the speed here. Because you might think it's going to run a lot, but with the humidity here in Louisville, it might not run as much as you think, so you don't want to underhit it.
Yeah, well, it does look like she forward, huh? She played it safe.
Okay.
She opted to play the safety, but she overhit it.
Yeah, I don't hate the safety, but I like more of a softer stroke to make sure that the 4 ends up in the left-hand corner, using the 7 as a
Yeah,
blocker.
the safety would have been fine. She just didn't execute it
Yeah.
well. She just overhit it. All right, so Bets comes to the table. She's got a good opportunity here to take this rack as well.
What a nice shot to start off with. Now she can just follow down a little bit on the 5. Looks like she's on the right hand, her left hand, our right hand side of it, so she's not going to end up on the rail for the 6.
A little weirdness there. I think
Yeah.
sometimes those straight in balls like that can be like hard to judge, right? When you're
Yeah.
just trying to roll the ball a little. Swing one way or the other. Just make a small mistake, and that's all it takes. So, 10 a.m. 10 a.m. round is all B-side matchups. So these ladies are fighting for their tournament life.
Look around though, and I see a lot of really good pool being played. It may be a B-side match, but these ladies are no stranger when it comes to being on the pool table, obviously.
Yeah, they're definitely working hard. I mean, it's tough. You know, you come in and some of them lost their very first matches.
Yeah.
So then they come in now, and this is their first round on the B side.
Yeah.
And tension can get a little high. You'll notice that the room will probably get quieter as the morning goes on.
Yeah.
It's very common here on day 2. You know,
Oh yeah.
it's very, very common. Looks like she fell on the wrong side of the 7.
Yeah, she did, but depending on how much angle she has, she might be able to play this with a bottom left cue ball and swing the cue ball around 3 rails. You're going to really have to let it go, though. There it is.
Gonna die off on that 3rd
Yeah.
rail. That's tough.
What do you like here?
I guess it's a matter of what you're comfortable with. I actually don't mind thinning the right side of the 8 ball and bringing the cue, trying to get it to this end rail underneath the 8-9 ball.
Okay.
I'm not opposed to it, but I also think it's early in the match. I may be a little more offensive
Yeah.
at this point in the match. Like find out, well, maybe I can bank it in. Maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. My feels, whatever my feels feel good doing that day.
Depending on the angle she has, there's a 2-way shot that I've started playing a little bit more where you're playing for the 8 ball on the left-hand side from here.
Okay.
And if you miss it, the 8 ball's coming down to the center diamond. You can kill the cue ball off the 2nd rail to where you're leaving distance, but you're also giving yourself a chance to make it. And if you do, you're going to end up on the right side of the table for a decent shot to 9.
All right, so she tried to play the containing safe.
Yeah.
Putting the cue ball and the 8 ball on opposite long rails.
Yep.
Not a terrible shot.
Don't hate it. And, I mean, it looks like the angle for the bank doesn't look like it's good at all, especially being froze to the rail with the cue ball. On new cloth that's going to slide, I don't know how easy this ball could be to hold. She overheld it. Oh, wow.
Oh, cue ball. Wow.
I couldn't believe she overheld that. Granted, from this side, it looked a little less steep than it was, but it still looked relatively steep.
You guys got a very uncharacteristic. They don't get to see him often, but you guys can see Bob, our official timekeeper here at the WPBA, and my partner in crime. The hubs working hard.
Oh, wow.
We also have the guy in the white shirt whose head's cut off by our scoreboard. He's also the husband of our tournament director here. He's helping out drastically quite a bit. He's been shot clocking for us. He hasn't quite made it to the TV table, though. That's very intimidating. I think some of the people, when they start learning how to shot clock,
Yeah.
they're like, okay, I'll do any of the outside tables. Don't put me on the TV table.
Just keep me away from the stream.
The feature table makes them all a little nervous.
I've noticed that anyone that's doing your shot clocking, it seems like they're also kind of like in a referee role where, like, if 2 balls are on the template, they'll go up personally and mark where the ball is, pick it up, and then they'll remove the template.
Yeah, they do help out, which is nice that they do that. There's, and to be fair, because we self-govern here, we don't actually have on-table referees.
Right.
The timekeepers are good to help out if needed.
Yeah.
The players are usually grateful to it too, because they don't. None of them want to touch the ball.
Yeah.
So like, you do it.
Nobody wants to be that person.
Or
and then
what if you shake or have a twitch or drop it or something?
Right.
It doesn't bother me too much. I'm not really picky on the rules, but some are.
Really nice shot there. Probably didn't draw the ball as much as she wanted, but I think she's going to be just fine with it. She's probably just really happy to be shooting the 9 at the moment. Got a chance to make it 1-1 going into her break, so she can return. Betsy breaking her serve. Little tennis term for you.
I know I use that a lot. You gotta hold serve here. Guys, just so you know, we are in an open booth. We're not in our normal booth, which we have way more creative control. So we do actually have some on the set here. Not force the hand of the pool room to shut down their music, but maybe to turn it down a little. So if the music gets loud, the noise gate will kick in, and unfortunately, it will probably make me sound choppy at times, depending on how loud the music is. Hi, Bobby and Brian in the chat room here. Appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in.
Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you don't mind hitting the like, share, and subscribe buttons, maybe comment as much as you can. It helps with the algorithm on YouTube, gets us out to as many people as possible. It'd be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, so I was talking about Dawn. So Dawn's from South Carolina. I don't think I actually said where she's from, but once I said she was sponsored by Palmetto, I figured most people kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
They call her the Dagger.
I was about to say, the way she approached that last shot, putting a dagger in the rack.
Her jersey's kind of cool. She's got a big dagger, like back of it. You'll have to pull it out.
That's a really nice break.
Ball.
Oh my.
Yeah, Britt, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know why it's only one mic. It is kind of weird. I would have to agree with you guys, because we do have the filters and noise gates on both mics. So why? Maybe it's just this mic. It doesn't like us today. I think it was doing it to Brittany yesterday, too.
Was it?
Yeah, I don't know exactly why, but.
I don't know. Maybe I can get them to turn the jukebox down a little bit. See if that helps out.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the filter, if it's, something's going on with the mics. Who knows?
Really like that shot from Dawn. I like the selection. She could have potted the 2 ball, but she elected to play the duck safety that was right in front of her. Say, okay, here you go. You can come to the table, but you're going to be kicking probably 2 rails minimum. The 5 ball's blocking the 1 rail that way. 3 ball looks like it's blocking the 1 rail on the right side. She might be able to clip the edge of it. Yeah.
Oh, so close.
It just looked tough no matter where she was going.
A lot tougher, I think, if she got her froze up on that 8. That would have been a whole different one. All right, so Dawn Oldag comes to the table with ball in hand. This table is pretty wide open at this point.
I was about to say, there's not really a whole lot of issue with the pattern. She should be just fine. She could stay in the middle of the table for the first 4 balls that she shoots. Draw back a little bit for the 4 and then come back out to the middle of the table for the 5. Kind of curious the angle she has here.
I feel almost as though she landed super tricky to get back on that 5 now. Try to draw out. Oh boy, don't do it. It's dirty. Favorite.
Granted, I think she's got a good safety opportunity. Depending on how far above it she is, she can maybe go 2, 3 rails behind the 8, 9, and 6 and leave the 5 frozen to the rail.
Find the path to get underneath those balls,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's your wall, so you've got to use it in your favor. I wonder if she's she's going at it. There's no way she was attempting to actually pocket that 5. She just overhit it.
Yeah.
That's what I think it breaks down to.
Either way, it was a really unfortunate and tough
Difficult.
situation for how, honestly, I thought she hit the 4 really good. Just didn't quite get all the way down.
Kyle does all the things, doesn't he?
He really does.
He really does. He does all the things. He refelted this, redid the entire table in literally a couple hours' time.
Yep.
He has helped build the stream, helped build the graphics for the display boards. Now he's walking around with a camera taking pictures of all the girls. I mean,
Yep.
no rest for the wicked, right?
Absolutely not. All while having a newborn.
Yeah,
It's
right?
crazy.
I feel like he's the male version of my soul person. Because I function the same way. I'm always up to something.
Always doing.
Guy's fantastic. And he's got a 2-year-old, not just a newborn. He's got a 2-year-old too.
You got a 2-year-old newborn.
Great wife, like little family man.
Aaron's amazing.
Literally does, and he's got a real job.
Yep.
A real job, like what we do isn't real or something.
Right. You know, you just travel the country, putting on free streams for everybody to enjoy.
Making the not so big bucks.
Yeah.
Good shot there. She left herself a seriously tough shot on this set.
Yeah, this is definitely a tester. I mean, and I think the 8 goes by the 9 in the corner down here in the bottom right, but I'm not 100% sure. That 9 might be poking out enough.
So roll. Such a hard shot on the end rail like that.
It really is. She's gotten pretty fortunate, though, with where she's left it. I was about to say, if I'm Don and I know I'm not tracking anywhere near that top left corner pocket, I'm just thinning off the 6 and trying to leave the cue ball up on the end rail.
Keep it simple, kind of.
Yeah. Just no matter what, leave distance, and if your opponent comes to the table and makes a good shot, they earn it.
So basically what just happened there was a slight exchange between Dawn and the timekeeper there. They get 40 seconds per shot. They are on a mandatory shot clock on the feature table. They get 1 extension per rack. Additional 40 seconds if needed, and that's called as extension.
Did she almost pot that ball?
She did. She almost hit it very well.
Wow. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say she hit it really well. Just
Regardless,
yeah. From where she was playing the bank there, that's pretty sporty. I've noticed a lot of these ladies do like to bank, and they're in the right state for it.
Right.
They are in the right state.
No doubt about that. All right, so I'm not sure exactly if Bets can see that 6. I think she can see it. Also,
Get up, walk around, take another look. Oh, wow.
Oh, she must have just had the edge.
Yeah.
Well, this is a good lead, though. I mean,
It is.
she's left Dawn difficult.
Trying to think. I think the bank's on if you want to try it, but there's not really a great safety except for maybe taking off I was going to say the other side and try and leave the cue ball behind the 9, but
I like this, though. She tried to
Yeah.
use the 8 as a blocker. It was, to me, that's an intelligent decision. She's
it is.
thinking okay at the table right now.
Yeah.
Says a lot when your first round match of the day. You
Is
know?
at 10 a.m.
Like, oh, hey, you're awake.
And Betsy returns with a really nice save. I've noticed some of the ladies here will instinctively go to a jump cue and some won't. I guess some just aren't as comfortable with. And this isn't an easy jump with a full table length and you're pretty close to the 8 ball. I can't say I blame anybody for it, but like yesterday I noticed Pam, whenever she was playing on the feature table, she was really struggling with, it looked like some soreness in her arm. And I know she's a capable player to jump.
Yeah, I think almost all the ladies in the event, it's likely that almost all of them can jump.
Right.
I think it's a matter of what's comfortable to you or maybe how close the object ball is that you're trying to get over.
Yeah.
You know, like when the ball that's blocking or your blocking ball, if it's real close, you'll see some of them back away from it. You know what I mean? I think they would rather feel more comfortable maybe kicking and at least, you know, solidifying a hit.
Yeah.
If that's what makes them most comfortable. I don't know. I go back and forth. I like to kick the balls too, so I feel like sometimes if the options are if I jump it, I'm going to sell out big.
Yeah.
Or maybe if I kick it, I might get a better roll out of it. Sometimes I'll opt for kicking.
Yeah. And sometimes, I mean, crazy things happen whenever you kick the ball because normally you're going at it with a little bit of pace, so you have no idea. Like, you have an idea of what you want to happen, but you have no idea what could happen.
What could happen.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, so Betsy Sundholm 2-1 over Dawn Oldag. Got lots of Michigan fans in the chat room. I see a bunch of people saying good morning. Good morning. See that that's I believe that's Betsy's mom's in the chat as well.
Okay.
So thanks for tuning in.
Really nice break there from Bets. Don't tie up.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
go to those. That's close. You can maybe get safe underneath the 6-9. Yeah. Are you picking my brain right now?
I'm trying. Can.
Sharing the same brain this morning. I haven't had enough coffee.
Right. She elected to just play it up, try and get it even with the 1. Tried to use the 7 as a blocker, but Dawn can see the ball here. The 2 ball's kind of an issue, but with where she's at, if she wanted to get aggressive, she could bank this one in the bottom or in the top left corner and try and get below the 2 for the 2 in the side. Nope, she elected to play it safe. She got the 2 broken out, but she's left a pretty good shot, pretty good opportunity here for Betsy on the 1. Cue ball's gonna have to do a little bit of traveling. I don't know if she can get it to check up off the top rail and hold, or if she has to go around the 7 like that. Yep. Let's see, you can just play this 2 down in the bottom left corner, stun over on off the rail, back out to the middle of the table. Just like that. I'm curious to see how she tries to get on this 4 ball. The angle she's at, I think she can just go off this bottom rail and back up about 2/3 off the table, but she elected to just play a stop shot. Take the cut on the 4. It's awful close to the side pocket, but I think she'll be able to clear it.
I think she's fine.
Okay.
She's got quite a bit of room. Wow.
That was a really
That
good
is
shot.
just an absolute
Hopefully she hasn't fallen straight in on this 6 ball. No, she's got some angle. Just play this with a high ball. Don't have to put any left or right on it. Make sure you pot the ball. Come straight back down the table. Oh. Good effort, but we talked about earlier, these pockets are a little bit smaller. Sometimes they're not as forgiving. You'll see some balls, they'll hit up about a diamond and a half up the rail and they'll go, and then you'll see balls like that where if they make contact with anything, they're just going to squirt right back out.
I'm craving pizza. They can't be good at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I tell you what, there's a pizza place right around the corner. If you want, it's called
What's its name?
it's called Goodfellas. I don't know if they deliver. It is amazing.
Yeah, it's good, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if you're
I think you're supposed to eat pizza for breakfast, though.
oh, there's nothing wrong with it. Live your life, girl. You do what you want.
There you go. All right, good morning. Frank Stowers on the chat. Thank you for tuning in. For cheering on Dawn. I'm sure she'll appreciate that.
Used all the pocket there, but it was a really good shot.
Don't fall under it. A little under it. This makes this a much more difficult
It really does.
play. Bonketing the ball isn't as much of a problem. It's holding it for position. She may have to bump into the 8. Can she do that?
She's
She's going to go past it.
She's gonna bump it.
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that. Okay.
Ooh-wee.
I don't know if she's falling on the right side of the 8 to be able to go up top, or if she's gonna have to come underneath the 9. Judging from this angle, I think she has to come underneath, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, but I don't know that without elevating her cue, if she can.
She definitely gave it her best effort.
Funny face there by Betsy.
Let's see.
Yeah, she can make it, but this is a definite back cut on the ball. Back cutting it to the top right-hand corner pocket. I don't think she has enough of it to go to the left.
I don't think she does either, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to come back around for the 9 because I don't think you can put a low left ball on this.
Yeah, it looks like she's queuing high.
I think,
Ascension.
I mean, is this one of those where you just put a little bit of high, maybe just center ball, and take your medicine where the cue ball ends up? Because I don't think you got to worry about scratching cross corner. I think if you just put a center ball, you're going to end up going 2 or 3 rails
solid
out.
follow through stroke.
Yeah.
Oh, she undercut it. That's such a tricky shot, and it
Yeah.
makes you nervous because there's a couple pockets you're contending with.
Right. I mean, you could scratch, if you put a low ball on it, you could scratch in the left side pocket. If you put too much high on it, you could scratch in the top right corner.
Literally stuffing your coffee every time you walk past me with it. I'm gonna go get some. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave you guys with Sean Denny here. He's gonna take the lead for just a second. I'm gonna step away and grab a cup of coffee.
All right, Dawn's got a really nice opportunity here. The 9 ball's in not the most ideal spot, but she decided to just take her medicine and shoot the ball all the way up the rail past the side pocket. It's never anyone's favorite shot, but Ladies playing at this caliber should be able to handle it. Let's see if Dawn can even the score. She did. Here's the fun fact. Neither one of these players have held their own serve. They've each won on each other's breaks. And with that, we're going to go ahead and check some scores from around. So right now, looks like on the outer tables we've got Ada Leo and Tara Connor. Ada's up 2-1. Julie's up 3-1 over Donna. Kelly Sullivan's up 3-0 over Judy Wilson. Molly Montoya up 3-1 over Alice Adams. Holly Figueroa up 4-0 over Jessie Sexton. And Rachel Lane coming in up 4-0 over M&M. Some really impressive results so far today. Let's see if Dawn can hold serve and win on her own break. The last time she broke, she had a really nice layout, so she's made 2, satisfied the 3-point rule, and that 2 ball is hanging. I mean, the only issue is getting from the 3 to the 5, but you can get there in a couple different ways depending on how you play this 2. I think if you draw back slightly, you can just play the 3 on the other side with a high, maybe a little bit of right ball, and then drop down in between that window and the 5 and the 6 and play the 5 down this bottom right corner. It does go in the bottom left corner as well, so there are a lot of different avenues for her. And then, I hate to say it, but that 6-9 combination, if she really falls funny on the 5 and can't quite get on the left side of the 6, that 6-9 combo looks pretty good. Mark, yes, these are in fact B-side matches, so the A-side will resume, I believe, at 2 o'clock. Really nice shot there. So I don't know if she can go forward in between that window of the 6 and the 9. I think she's gonna have to draw back and play the combination. Yeah, she's elevating a little bit. I don't see any way around it. I mean, I think she runs into the 6, and with where it's at, I think you push it more towards the side rail instead of up towards the top left corner. She's elected to play the combination. This is one of those where she's got a 40-second shot clock, and I wouldn't mind seeing her use every bit of it. Make sure you line this up right because it's a big rack. Be the first one to win on your own break. Put some pressure on Betsy. Yep. Mark, I appreciate it, man. We're doing everything we can to make this as entertaining as possible for you. Like Lonnie said, she went to go grab a coffee real quick. She'll be back any minute. Betsy put a really nice stroke on that, and you know, she's came up a little bit shorter than she wanted to, but at the same time, all she has to do is make this ball. The natural angle takes her to where the 8 ball plays naturally in this bottom left corner. Brent, what's up, man? Good to see you. Saw you yesterday. You coming up today? Brent's one of the locals here. Yeah, I think you just play this a little bit more than pocket speed just to make sure that the table rolls true, and then if you do that, the 8 ball and the 9 ball are down here. I didn't like the pace on that. I mean, I think if you just play that 7 ball with a little bit of top left at a pocket speed, you end up in the middle of the table at worst. She's recovered really nicely. She's going to have a really tough shot here from out of the jaws of the pocket. Like I was saying earlier, we are in Kentucky, so this is the home of bank pool. Let's see if She takes on the cut in the side or if she goes cross side. Gearing up like a cross side stroke. Yep. Oh, wow. I got way close to the scratch than I thought it was going to. See, Donna's really taking her time on this one. I would have liked to see her take this much time on that combination and just make sure that she was lined up as perfect as she could be. That could come back to hurt a little bit. All right, coming back. Betsy won on Dawn's break yet again. So neither player able to hold serve so far. And Betsy almost lost the rock in the side pocket, but she's ended up okay. Got a really thin cut on the one in the top right corner, or you can elect to play safe. Trying to see the best possible safety. I think you could tick off the right side of the one with a bottom right cue ball and come back 2 rails under the 2, 8, and 3. She selected to try for the cut. I didn't hate it. It was just a really, really tough opener. She would have ended up pretty alright on the 2. But now Dawn comes to the table. She's got a really nice natural angle. Maybe put a little high left on the cue ball. Go right past the 4. The left's going to take it off the rail and come back over on the left side of the table for the 2. Looks like she might be putting a little bit low on it instead. I've noticed both these ladies really like playing with a draw stroke. It seems like they're a little bit more comfortable with it. Let's see how we look on the overhead. Play it down here in the bottom right corner. And I think she's able to hit it full enough to where she can hit it with a bottom, just straight bottom cue ball and draw the cue ball out 2 rails for the 4 in the top right corner. I don't think she has to put any left on this. You can if you want. Yeah, she put a little bit left on it, trying to get really good on the 4. She's left it good though. Gotten a little fortunate with that miss. Betsy with real nice contact. Let's see if she gets a little bit lucky herself. I think Dawn can see it, but I don't think She had enough to bank it. Mark, no one has ever told me that, but I do appreciate the compliment. Just a good old boy from Oklahoma living in Kentucky, so I try to keep the southern draw out of it as much as I can, but sometimes it'll creep out a little bit. Try and be as clear and precise as I can. Let's see, Betsy doesn't really have any obstacles in this run out. That 5's close enough that she can play this with a high left or a high right ball and just go off the end rail just like that, come straight down. She's going to be a little bit steeper on the 6 than she'd like, but she could play this 2 rails out for the 8 in the side and then just roll forward for the 9 down in this bottom left corner. Let's see if she can control her speed. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. She's going to end up traveling a little bit away from the 9, but I've seen her make much tougher shots. So, oh, it looks like she's going to draw out of it. I don't hate this. Yeah. I just figured being right-handed, she might be more comfortable going forward, but yeah. It's kind of unfortunate. She's missed on the pro side. She's left distance, but she has left a makeable back cut in this bottom left-hand corner. Jesse, I am actually from Mustang, Oklahoma. I was born and raised. I moved, so I was born in 97. I moved when I was 21, so I moved in 2018. Graduating class of 2015 at Mustang High School. It's unfortunate, but Dawn's kind of done the same thing, left distance and left a back cut. And Betsy's won on her own break, so she's the first player to hold serve in this match. Jesse, I played some out at Chester's. I didn't really play a whole lot of pool until I moved to Kentucky. Like, I would play a little bit, but I never really got super involved in the game. And then when I moved out here, quarantine happened very soon after. And like I mentioned earlier, we had the private club in Clarksville. It was like one of the only things to do whenever I wasn't working. So I got pretty deep into the game, and here we are about, I don't know, 4 years later. All right, so looks like Dawn broke. She's made the pink 4, and I only see the one ball across the head string, but another one might have gone across and then come back out and satisfied the 3-point rule. I'm assuming with her still being at the table that that's the case. Got a really nice look at the 1 to open up. A little bit of bottom left to check this cue ball off the top rail and come back out to the center of the table for the 2. Leave yourself enough angle to come over for the 3. And oh, it fell, but she's not going to like the result. All right. Looks like a 1 rail kick coming up for Dawn. She might go 2 rails at it, but I like the 2-rail kick. This one's just really steep. It gives you a better chance to make contact like that. It's just whenever it's a steeper kick, it can be a little bit tougher. Just got fortunate that the 2's tied up on the 7. I do expect if I was the one shooting here, I would play the cue ball straight into the 2, draw down, and try and get back behind this 5 and 9. She's gonna. Dawn might line up this 2-9 combination and let her rip. Same thing as last time, though. This one's a little bit tougher. I'd like to see her take most of her allotted time and maybe even use her extension. Just make sure it's lined up. You've got ball in hand, a really good opportunity to get back to 4-3. You're down 2 racks. And Betsy's kind of giving you an out here. I mean, she's gotten away with it as far as where the cue ball and the 2 ball ended up. Kind of curious to see what Betsy does. Being up 4-2, I kind of like applying pressure here and going for the bank back underneath where she's standing over the pocket that she's standing over. She elected to try and play a safe. I think she got away with it because that 2 ball doesn't pass the 8 down here in that corner, and I don't think it's going to go on the side. Let's check the overhead real quick. Hold on. All right. Can't really tell what she has here. I think she can see most of the ball, so she might just play it straight back up. I don't know. She gave it a swing. The only thing is I don't like where that 3-7 is. That 3 does not go in that top right corner. It goes down here in the bottom right, but it doesn't go in the top right. And you have to land really good. You have to land on the right side of the 3 to be able to get out for the 5 next. Now she's got a chance here. She can go 3 rails right behind the 3 to the area of the table I'm talking about. She's come up a little bit short on that, and now the 8 does not. The 8's blocked the 3. So we might end up seeing a little bit of a defensive battle here in a second. Trying to. That 2 ball does not go in the side, but it will go all the way down. That's what Betsy's tried to do. She's actually got a. It looks like Dawn's got a really good angle to pot the 2 and send the 9 over into that cluster. If she hits it with a lot of pace, she might be able to get everything broken out. I just don't know where the 3's going to end up. But I mean, she would have to hit this with an absurd amount of pace to get a good result out of it, and I don't blame her for not going for it. Looks like she just went for the 9 on the side.
Back.
You are?
Back.
Well, while you were gone, Betsy held serve on a rack.
She was seen the score when I was walking up.
She was the first player to win on her own break, so.
I actually stepped out to grab some coffee. We have a really great players room. It's awesome. There's a bunch of snacks in there, and of course I had to grab a donut, drink the coffee, and then of course I'm one of those people that it's when I walk through a room, I'm always shaking hands and kissing babies.
Right.
So I got stopped like 5 times between the door and here.
Well, we were able to hold it down while you were out mingling and
I figured
getting
you were
everything you
good.
need.
Figured you were good. I kept on looking over here. Like, Sean's okay. Get back there.
Yeah, nobody's panicking. Nobody's panicking in the chat, so I guess I'm doing all right.
Yeah, you must not be doing too bad. Must like you, Sean. All right, so I noticed that the score is 4-2. Betsy's taking a little bit of a lead here. It's pretty cool.
Yep. Right now, I don't really know what Dawn has planned for this. I mean, she could thin off of the 3 and then make contact with the 7 and leave the cue ball on the other side of the 7, but
Can she just roll it in between and then bank it and like the cue under the 7? Oh, it bumped it.
yeah, that was
That's
the
what
only.
yeah, that was the tough part of that shot, right?
I think if you thin it and put a little bit of left on it, the cue ball rubs off the 7 and goes a little bit more towards the top end of the table.
So Betsy's got another opportunity.
And she has potted the first one. She might have left herself pretty straight on this one, though.
She actually undercut that ball a tad, but it cheated the pocket and made its way into the hole, which in turn also left her cue ball in a strange position. Wow.
What a shot.
How'd she hit that, folks?
She hit that one pretty pure.
Did.
Right into the heart of the
Wow.
pocket. Got really good shape on this 6. She can hit this with a center ball, or she can hit with a little bit of low right and come over for the 7. Could have gone either way.
Notice that Betsy's pace has stepped up a little bit,
Just
too.
a little bit.
She's a little more confident in her strides around the table. Knows what's going on there.
The only there were a couple opportunities that Dawn had while you stepped away. She had a couple combinations on a 9 ball, and it looked like she was just never truly comfortable. And I mentioned I would like to see her take full advantage of the shot clock, possibly even use your extension if you're shooting for a rack like that. And
Take the extra time needed.
yeah, and Betts is just comfortable as ever. Like, she's fallen a little bit below this 9, but the way she's shooting right now, I don't think this 9 ball has a chance of staying on the table. That might be the commentator's curse right there, but
That's not real.
right.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
This 9 ball, 5-2 in favor of Betsy Sundholm. Wow.
Yeah, I
Good
mean,
stuff.
you can tell the last couple racks, she's really gotten comfortable with everything that's going on.
Betsy Sundholm to break. Yeah, I heard she's got a little pep in her step.
She
I came
does.
back, and as soon as I saw her, like, energy moving around the table, I was like, ooh, Betsy's going to start playing good here, folks.
Yeah, she's moving around confidently, and she's potting balls that at the beginning of the match, I'm not saying she was struggling, but there were some balls that she didn't hit as pure as she is now. And you can tell she's really gotten comfortable with what's going on the table.
So you see her there removing the perfect rack from the table. That is the official rack sponsor of the WPBA.
Okay.
Have you ever used the perfect rack?
I have not.
You'll have to check one of them out.
How does it compare to a AccuRack or a Magic Rack?
So, okay, it's weird. It's like not. I wish my husband's folder was here. Took it away from us this morning.
Yeah.
So it's in between plastic and paper, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Texture. And I don't know what it is, but they don't seem to, like, you know how a lot of times the more plasticky ones stretch, and then you've got your more like felt cloth-based ones that are like more cloth papery.
Yeah.
Those ones, they get flimsy and don't act right after a while. You know, they get kind of almost like get used too much and get thin.
Yeah.
So this one's like a weird combination. It's like in the middle of them both. And I have one at home that I have been using for months.
Really? I was about to say the longest I ever made a Magic Rack last was maybe a month and a half.
Yeah. So these are different, and I don't know what it is about them that make them so different.
Yeah.
But they're fantastic, and they work really well. They have longevity, which I think is the biggest problem with the template racks.
Yeah, it
Um,
is.
but they work really, really well. And you'll have to just go up and like grab one and touch it,
Okay.
because it does have a different feel to it. And I can't really say it's plastic, and I can't tell you that it's paper, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just one of those hybrid in between. Like you
Yeah,
really
it's
just have no idea
like
what it is.
plastic paper,
Yeah.
if that's a thing. I think it's a thing.
Right.
So anyway, they are the official rack sponsor here at the WPBA. So we use them for all of our events.
Okay.
And actually, we have some packs of them. It's like 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball,
Okay.
something like that. There's like multiples in the pack.
Yeah.
For sale at our merchandise table.
Okay.
So and they're specific. They say Railyard.
Oh, do they
on 'em.
really? Okay.
They can be customized.
That's
so
nice.
It is cool. If anybody's looking to purchase any of the perfect racks, online or whatever, you guys can reach out to Brittany Bryant. She can facilitate those sales for you. It's made in Canada.
Oh, are they really?
Yep.
Okay.
They're pretty cool, though. I do like them. Brittany hooked us up with the connection on that, and they work great. I just, we had 3 different racks that we were working with, trying to decide which one we wanted, because the girls
Yeah.
vote on everything here.
Right.
So every decision made comes from the congregation.
Yeah, it's not dictatorship. It's a democracy.
That's right. That's right. It is. And so we voted that we were going to go. We went with these 3 racks. I think it was Outsville, Turtle, and the Perfect.
Okay.
And I think our board of directors went to each company and was like, what do you got?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? And the Perfect rack just seemed more suited to what we needed and what we were going to use going forwards.
I will say that I've noticed between yesterday and I don't know if I'm assuming y'all probably put out brand new templates for each day, but I've noticed that even yesterday towards the end of the day, all the girls, whenever they were breaking, the breaks were staying consistent as to where, like, you watch a match like SVB and Feder, they're having to swap out templates because one's getting so worn in, and they were swapping templates every 20 to 25 racks, I believe. And these girls were using the exact same template for, what was it, 12 hours yesterday?
Yeah.
And didn't have any issues with it whatsoever.
Speaks volumes, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah. It's a great product. Chad, the guy who created the Perfect rack, he's done an exceptional job, and just that statement alone,
Yeah.
it speaks for itself on the rack.
Yeah.
So score is currently 5-3. We kind of got off on the rack tangent, didn't we?
Oops.
Sorry, folks.
Our bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's just some really great sponsors on board here with the WPBA, and obviously Sean is a Railyard guy, so we're kind of getting in touch with all the different sponsors that we have here.
Right, and I mean, you guys use a lot of really well-known sponsors, especially when it comes to equipment per se. Aramith, Diamond Billiards. I mean, you're using the best equipment in the
Absolutely.
business, and that's what makes it so familiar and so easy for all these ladies.
And it speaks volumes about the WPBA and the ladies on tour here that the 3 of the biggest names in the industry are our longest-lasting sponsors.
Exactly.
Diamond, Aramith, and Simonis.
It shows that the quality of play and the talent is here for companies like those to come in and sponsor for this long and to continue.
And then, of course, like Napa and CueSpeed, they're our headlining sponsors for this event.
Yeah.
And, Angela Janik is their #1 rated female in Napa.
She is.
So she's a BA.
Yeah.
I can't go. A BAB, we'll just go with that. And I'm sure all of you guys can figure out what that said.
Use your imagination. You got it.
But she is literally their star for Napa, and rightfully so. So we were pretty excited when she said we were coming here,
Yeah.
and with Napa alongside their national events.
And it was really cool. Yesterday, Napa ran the Fast 8 tournament back there in the back where we have the 16 bar tables. And Angela came back there and kind of said a few words to all the Napa players, hung out for a little bit, shook some hands.
Kissing babies.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome having events like this in local pool rooms. Like, don't get me wrong, there's something about having an event in an arena, like a convention center almost
Yeah.
like Derby. But whenever it comes to how personable it is in a room like this, and I'm gonna be the one to humble brag on Railyard. I love the atmosphere that we create here. Kyle's the best in the business whenever it comes to providing top-notch equipment. I mean, we have replaced every pool table in here with brand new with brand new diamonds. Every table in here is a smart table. There aren't any classics left. So we've gone above and beyond here, and it's really awesome to see it pay off and bring in events like this.
Definitely appreciate it from our viewpoint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From where we stand in the situation where you guys have been amazing. So you guys might officially be my new favorite place.
We do everything we can to make sure everyone
There's some
feels
great
at
pool
home.
rooms in this country,
There
though,
really
I will
are.
say, and we've hit quite a few of them on this tour this year.
Yeah, I mean, Iron City is another fantastic pool room.
Have you
I
been to
mean,
Iron City?
I've been to Iron City twice. I loved it. A really big one for me is Buffalo's. Everyone loves Buffalo's on
I know,
Bloomfield.
I got to get Buff to let us in over there.
I think he'd be open to it.
He'd
I'm
probably
pretty
like
sure.
it. He'd be like,
If-
oh, all these daring women.
If they're hitting the slot machines here, he will definitely let you play there.
Fair enough. So maybe in the future we'll work on something for that one, right? All right, so Bets comes to the table.
She's got ball in
Safety
hand.
achieved.
I just want to see if this 6 ball goes by the 8. I think no, it doesn't. Man, that's the only problem ball on the table too. But the 5's in a spot where
She may be able to play short side on it.
she could. I mean, if
Depends
you
on how
can,
she gets on the 5.
if you can get pretty straight on the 5, you could play short side on it. It's just getting good enough on the 6 to play all the way up to the other side of the table for the 7 is the only difficult part with short side. And we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, she can't do that though. She makes all them good shots and then misses that one.
Yeah.
Fortunately for Betsy and unfortunately for Dawn, she's left her a little difficult. She's going to have to probably find a safety. I don't think going offensive is going to do her much good.
I don't think it is either. The only offensive shot I see is a back cut cross side bank, and you're kind of letting the cue ball go with that
Right.
one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks like she might be swinging at it. Oh, look. I wonder if she's just trying real hard to get back in the match. We'll see.
She
Awesome.
definitely swung at it, and
Drains it.
I don't think there's a window for the 4 to go in between, but I might be wrong. Nope. That 9 ball goes, though, and that's what she's like. This is another one. I would love to see her take full advantage of the shot clock and use her extension even. Just make sure you settle into the shot. Don't rush into it. Oh, man. Katina's got the right idea.
Yeah. She's got to figure it out. Well, this is a race to 8, William. And the scoreline is currently 5-3. Basically a 5-3 race from here on out anyway. Wow, that deserves the snaps, folks. That was a great shot on the pink 4.
I have a
Alright.
feeling we're going to see a 5-9 combo right here.
And the fact that the 8's right there kind of helps it,
It
right?
does.
I think that as long as she hits it clean and smooth, she's likely to make it in any capacity.
It's honestly just kind of crazy to me how she steps up to the table and absolutely drills that 4 ball.
Right.
And it seems like a few minutes ago when
Oh.
she got really fortunate there, I think.
Yeah, but then she missed that random 3.
Yeah, it
But
seems
she's made some of these great shots, right?
it
Like,
looks like she's almost taking it for granted a little bit, but
just a lack of focus because
Yeah.
a tough shot's not difficult, right?
Yeah.
So you lose your focus a tad.
yeah.
Maybe it has something to do with that. And to be fair, I don't know that we've ever put bets on the TV table before.
Oh,
so
really?
Yeah, Dawn, I know, has played on the TV table before, but I'm not sure that Bets has.
Gotcha.
So this is a whole new experience, right?
Yeah.
This is her first. She lost her first match. She's on the beat side at 10 a.m. on her second day.
Right.
And very first match we stick her on the feature table, and she's never played on it. So and she's playing great, really.
No, she really is.
Few
I mean,
small focus mistakes is what I think.
yeah, it's not been anything major, and you know the few mistakes she's made, they haven't really come back to hurt her all that much.
No,
It's just
Sounded pretty fortunate on a couple of them, which is fine. Wow.
What a nice safety
That's
there.
another great shot by Bets. Good safety play going on here.
This is one of those where I wouldn't be surprised to see a jump cue get pulled out here. I mean, I don't mind the kick, but
Congratulations to Leah
Betts has
Bellew,
ball in
her
hand
first
here.
match in the WPBA.
Whoops, sorry, I was muted, guys. Leah Bayou, the junior player that Angela gave the promoter spot for this event, just
Okay.
won her first ever WPBA match.
Awesome.
So congratulations to Leah.
Congrats to her.
Had a unfortunately, and I don't even want to go into this, but I was Leah's first match in the tour, so
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I put her on the B side, and then this was her first match on the B side, so she was successful.
Well, hey, at least she's gotten her feet wet and she's come out ahead in a
She's
match.
a good little
so-
player. Her Fargo rate is very deceiving because I think it's like she's like a 400 Fargo or something.
Oh, really?
She definitely plays better than a 400 Fargo. I don't think she has any robustness.
I gotcha.
She's pretty good, young player, I'll tell you. She's got good, solid fundamentals, and she's going to be a force she keeps playing as well.
I tell you what, the junior circuit in America right now is just absolutely intense. I mean, we've got a junior player here. He's gonna play a little match later against Miss Fisher, but his name's Hayden. You can actually see
Yeah.
him over there.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he's 14, and
He came in here purposely to try to play all these girls. The first day we were here,
yeah,
he was in here trying to get all of them to play. Like,
yeah,
come on.
and
No fear.
I think give him about 6-7 years, and we'll be talking about him for possible Moscone Cup selection.
Yeah.
I mean, his stroke is so pure that I genuinely think he has that capability to get there.
Well, he'll just have to keep on working.
Yep. And there are a lot of juniors like
Doesn't
that.
come easy, but there's a huge junior program in the U.S. right now, and they are coming on hard
Yeah.
and strong. Sophia Mass, Savannah Easton, you've got Eric Roberts,
Landon
Hayden
Hollingsworth.
McBride,
Yeah.
awesome, solid.
Cash Keaton. I mean,
Cash,
the
yeah.
list just goes on and on and on. And that's attributed to people like Rahana, and you've got
Diakins, and
Diakins,
guys who are supporting the juniors.
Corey Wolford up at Roanoke. They just had a tournament up there. He's heavily involved in the juniors. Shane Wolford,
Well,
that's where
Shane
he got
came
his
off
start.
the junior program, and
Yep.
and a lot of them did. A lot of the top players we're seeing right now came out of the junior program. And so, just the growth in it though is pretty impressive.
Yeah, just to see how much people are investing into the juniors, because, I mean, I'm sure people like Earl and them would have loved to have a junior program that was invested in as much, and I just don't think
Even
it was
if you
there.
just go into just a generation after Earl's, my generation, we didn't have the junior programs that are available.
Right.
And so it's nice to see the programs and the coaches, Mark Wilson and Diakins and
Yeah.
Raw and all those guys that are putting in all the work for the juniors here in the United States. So, and I see the growth it's so obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just seeing it.
The level of competition is just going up and up from.
Getting tougher and tougher.
I wonder if she has enough to back cut this out. I don't think she does. I think she's too high up on it. Kind of curious how she tries to play this, though. Oh, she went for another bank. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Betsy's going to come to the table with ball in hand. So
How do you play this?
I just probably roll it into the right side pocket.
Yeah.
I'd probably just roll it a little bit. I mean, I don't know if I would stop it. I'd probably just roll it a tad, a few inches forward. I like that angle versus the back cut angle like that. I
Yeah.
would have. That's not my favorite angle. I would have rolled it forward more and had the other way.
Yeah, to where you're coming off
Where
the
I'm coming
long
off
rail.
the long rail on the
Yeah.
left. Yeah. That's just my preference. I think there's no right or wrong per se.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting to the 9 ball to make it to win whatever is most
Right.
comfortable for you.
I just see a lot of people, they'll line up, and instead of just taking what's there on the table, they'll try and create something to get as close to the 9 as humanly possible. I'm like, you got to trust your stroke. You just got to be able to pot the ball.
Yeah, just put yourself on the good side, whatever makes you comfortable.
Yeah.
You don't have to be super close to it, but you do have to be able to make it, right?
Yeah.
Guys, I was just looking at what was coming up. Our noon matchup. It's what, Jessica Hardison,
Jessica Hardison,
Debbie
and
Tykert.
that would be it.
Good B-side match for the second round of the day. That's our noon matchup.
And then our A-side matches start at 2 o'clock. Is that correct?
I'm not sure if the A side started too. I don't think I played till 4.
Is it
I'm
4?
on the B side. I lost last night. I do want to say too, our apparel sponsor here at the WPBA is actually working on a promotion. It's Big Family Custom Creations, and they're working on a 2024 tour end shirt. So if you would be interested in pre-ordering something like that, you have to order by November 1st. The shirt will ship on the 22nd. It's all the 2024 tour stops listed. It's a really cool T-shirt. They make them in V-necks for women or crew necks for men. Go to Big Family Custom Creations and check it out.
Speaking of the tour, are y'all starting to finalize your dates for 2025?
We are.
Yeah.
I am not sure what those are yet.
Right.
That's not me.
Yeah.
That's, a board thing.
Yeah.
I am just the streamer.
Just
So
the streamer.
Yeah, just the streamer, right?
Just the streamer, just the player.
Yeah. She's rolling around the 6 ball. That's told her to go ahead and leave it. We are not. This is cue ball fouls only. Cue ball fouls only. I haven't actually seen that much.
I haven't either.
I mean, all weekend I've not really seen a lot of people accidentally bump a ball or anything. That's kind of weird. That's the first time I've seen it,
I
and
was
it
about
happens to be
say.
on the stream.
Right.
So everybody starts questioning.
I was about to say that's the first one I've seen all weekend, and I've been paying really close attention to the stream table, but I've been watching quite a few matches as well.
Well, I hope you didn't watch mine last night because I drilled a bunch of them right to the rail.
I got to see a little bit of you and Emily play. I mean, it seemed like a little bit of a barn burner, but
It was not my favorite,
yeah.
but there's nothing about me here.
Right.
I think I was just I think what happens in those matches when you're not settled, and you never get settled, you're just constantly fighting the demons,
Yeah.
Never really settled in. I think we started off well, and then it just went a lot of back and forth action after that.
Yeah, I kept kind of peeking over at the score, seeing what was up, and it just seemed like it was a grind. The whole thing seemed like a grind, but
Okay. That's depressing. Let's move on.
I'm kind of curious about that.
She kind of swung her hand
Yeah.
like, yeah, whatever.
I don't
Not
think that's
working.
intentionally what. I don't think that's what she was intending to do. I guess a better way to put it.
So anybody who's interested in following along with this event, you can go to digitalpool.com.
Yep.
And there'll be a link there for the WPBA CueSpeed Napa Invitational. Just go ahead and click on that, click on the brackets. You can follow along via live scores, or you can just check out and see if one of your favorite players is there. Our TV table is table 13 on the brackets. So you guys can kind of follow ahead. We're only a couple rounds ahead at a time with the table assignments. So if you're looking 3 or 4 rounds ahead and there's a table assignment, I wouldn't hold it to it.
Right.
Yeah, because we move them.
Everything could change.
Yeah, we kind of do 2 or 3 rounds at a time. All right, so that worked out okay.
I missed it, but I mean, with the angle that she had, I'm assuming that she just came down to the bottom rail and killed it.
Yeah, so she ended up kind of catching 2 rails out of
Was it 2?
but I think she was a little hesitant because I think she was afraid she was going to scratch.
Yep. But this seems to be pretty straightforward. All you got to do is pot the ball, and it takes you right to the natural angle for the 9.
Yeah, nothing real difficult here. Just making the balls. Make sure you're pocketing the balls.
Yep.
She could use this 9 ball to get to to get to 4.
I mean, she's left it good, but that's just really unfortunate. It seems like every time she gets down on a 9, she almost kind of rushes into it, whether it's just a regular 9 ball or a combination shot. It just doesn't seem like she's getting comfortable with how she's setting up.
Okay, so this 9 ball could potentially get Betsy on the hill. If she makes it.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to how she's going to play this. I mean,
Should she do your side pocket bank shot?
from this angle, I don't know if that's. I don't think you can hold the cue ball with how thin you'd have to hit the 9. But I mean, from here, I do like being aggressive. I like.
Yeah, right in the pocket there.
Yeah.
Throws to that rail.
Good
Ooh.
shot, Don.
And she got it in there. You see a little sigh of relief there. She got away with that one. Score is currently 6-4 in favor of Betsy. All right, folks. Back in action. Dawn Oldag to break.
Look at that perfect timing with the commercial.
Ta-da.
Worked out great.
That's why they pay me the not big bucks, Sean.
That's it. You're earning them, every one of them today.
With every click. Speaking of all the big bucks, folks, if you guys are interested, because we do provide you with a free stream, if you're interested in donating to the WPBA, you can do it via YouTube with your super chats, which is the little money symbol next to your chat box. You can click on that and send us a donation. If you do, we will give you a shout out live on the stream, or you can go to WPBA.com and donate through there as well. You can purchase a set of these ball sets that we're using here that you see currently on your screen, the TV Pro Cup Airman ball sets. We sell them for $370 after every event. If anyone's interested in purchasing one of these gently used one event set of Airmouth balls, contact WPBA.com/store. Check it out. They'll be on there as long as we're live.
Good hit there by Betsy. She's going.
Oh, she's nice shot.
Yeah, she's going to end up pretty okay with this. I mean, I think she's left a kick and stick, but the problem is that 2 ball's tracking really close to that 8, so you have no idea where the 2 ball's going to end up if you try and kick at it. If that 8 wasn't there, it'd be lined up almost perfect.
She could see it.
Yeah. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it. It did it. That's really unfortunate.
It's dark in there. That's my favorite phrase for scratching.
I don't think I've ever heard that one.
Don't go in there. It's dark in there. What's the old, who's the guy, the Billy Mass, Adam Sandler.
Oh, Adam Sandler? Yeah.
Don't you want to go home?
Go to your home, ball.
Oh, my mom's in the chat. Morning, Mom. Dawn has another opportunity to try to get back a couple of these games.
I was about to say, this layout looks really good, so let's see if she can capitalize on it. She doesn't really have a whole lot of work to do here, just a simple draw stroke, kind of bring it over to the long rail and come back out for the 6.
Oh. I get something on that ball.
Yeah.
It died off the rail. I don't know. She had a little bit of inside spin on that. It just reacted very strangely.
I can't tell if she's trying to be aggressive here and go for a bank or a back cut.
She's cutting the 6.
Yeah. What? That was a good shot. Don't do it. Oh, she's good. It's not ideal, but I mean, that 7 has the 7's pocketable from there, and I don't think you got to worry about the side. Yeah, side's not really in play now. Coming back across the table, the side could be depending on how you hit the ball, but
Such difficult shots, though.
they are.
You're cutting the ball so thin, and she opts for the safety. I don't necessarily disapprove of that shot.
I was about to
be
say, I don't
honest.
blame her for that.
Oh, and she tree-topped her over the 8. She's going to be awkwardly cueing over the 8 ball. She's not going to have any problem making a solid hit, but what she's going to do with it is a whole different ask.
I was about to say, there's nothing easy whenever you're tree-topped over a ball and you've got distance.
Prefer probably that 7 to travel a bit further because now positive that Dawn has a nice shot into the side pocket.
Oh, yeah. It's just a matter of whether she can roll straight through it or if she has a little bit of angle where she's tracking towards the 8 a little bit. So that's going to determine how much speed she hits this with, but yeah.
Darn it.
I think unfortunately for Dawn too, that 7-8, it's not lined up dead, but it's very, very makeable.
Yeah, it could be a lot tougher. I'm enjoying Betsy's faces. today.
Right.
She's making some fun faces on the stream. Hi, Polito. Thanks for joining us. I'm sure these ladies have all played APA at some point in their pool careers. Absolutely. These are first round B-side matchups. Both these ladies were defeated in their very first rounds of the event. So they're just trying to get started for the day. There's been a couple weird mistakes. Other than that, I feel as though Betsy's played pretty solid. I mean, other than the weird random mistakes on the weird easy balls, right?
Yeah.
She'll make these great shots and then make a mistake on an easy shot.
Yeah, she'll bear down on a 9-foot table shot and then
Broke shot, drill it, and then get up and miss an easy one. I think they're just trying to get that focus dialed in.
yeah. I think she can see it. Yeah, I thought she could see it.
Almost scratched again in that same pocket. awkward there. Dawn comes to the table. Now, what do you like here, Sean? Do you drag this around and get on the top side of that 8?
Personally, I do, but I don't mind seeing going 2 rails back up to the top side either, with a little bit of left or a little bit of right.
Just drag, draw it past the 8 and back out to the center of the table.
Yeah.
Like this.
That's ideally what I would do, but I have seen players that will play it 2 rails off of the left long rail, right long rail,
Oh,
and then back up
gotcha.
to the middle of the table.
I was just wondering how you felt about holding it underneath me.
I don't really care for it if the angle's right and you can get if the angle's right and you can get up to the top side easier than holding it, that's ideal. But if she would have been a little bit more straight in on the ball, I wouldn't have mind just playing it off the one rail and coming back out on the bottom side. Wow.
Take back another game. Oh, Beth's mom said she did fun faces from when she was very little. Yeah, Beth is pretty animated. It's kind of fun watching her.
It has been enjoyable so far.
Hey, don't that ball. This time I'll get Betsy on.
This is almost similar to that 3 ball from earlier, so I'd like to see her really bear down and put all her focus into this one shot.
She gonna be mad at herself over that one.
Yeah, she's gonna be kind of upset with that one, but that ball is definitely deep in the pocket though. And some of these, whenever it gets so deep, you almost can't even play it rail first. You have to hit ball first. So with that though, score's gonna go up to 6-5 in favor of Betsy Sundholm, and it'll be Betsy's break.
Digital Pool is the ultimate app for billiards enthusiasts, tournament directors, and league operators. Digital Pool enables world-class billiards events by using innovative technology to enhance and streamline the experience at every angle. Experience features like live scoring, text notifications, table assignments, real-time match updates, automatic reporting the Fargo rating, player stats and profiles, live streaming overlays, online player registration, and digital payment tracking. Enjoy all this and more by signing up for your free account at digitalpool.com.
folks. So we're just waiting for the women to come back from their break. They are taking a quick break. We're going to take one as well. Pop up the player card so you guys know who's in action here. And this is the 2024 CueSpeed Napa Invitational, hosted by Railyard and produced by the WPBA.
Guys, we are back. Player break. Betsy racking the balls right now. The score is 6-4 at 1. Five to 4. 6-4, obviously.
All right, Betsy to break.
Hey, every break she's had so far, that's 5-3. But every break she's had so far, that cue ball's tracked toward pockets.
Basically crossing over.
Yep. Ball's in a weird spot right now. How Don like this either play with a low right ball and really pocket. Betsy is like it. It's side with left side. The ball skank.
All right, guys. Some sound adjustments. If you guys could check that out for me, let me know how we sound. I feel like mine just got a little better because I got my mic a little closer to my face.
Yeah, I think we adjusted mine a few minutes ago, and I'm trying to keep an eye on the screen, getting aggressively.
Oh, you sound great. I don't feel like you're aggressive at all. I'd like to be able, I actually just sent a message to the tournament director to have them turn down the overhead music just a tad so that I can take the filters off and it might make our mic sound a little better.
Right.
But I'm not going to get copyright nailed by YouTube, so like we'll have to wait and see.
They won't
No.
hesitate.
No. We have no leeway there. I will tell you, I like the platform. It's easy to work with.
That's good.
Follow shot there coming underneath the 2 ball. I don't think the 2 is froze. You can see the light between the 2 and the rail there.
So the number 8 next to Fargo, I believe. The game's up on the scoreboard.
Yep. Yep. So the number in the parentheses next to their name, that's what these ladies are racing to.
Yep.
Yeah, if we can, we're just waiting on the tournament director to remove some of the volume, and then we'll take our noise gates off, which is probably what you guys are hearing. All right, guys, so I have just taken a couple seconds to try to open up our noise gate just a tad. They brought the music down in the room some, so if that helps, we're going to try to open up the noise gate a tiny bit. So maybe let us know if that's gotten a little better for you guys.
Focusing on that, I didn't realize. I guess Betsy got ball in hand here.
Boy,
Oh, she's going for the 3.
I think she left her. Yeah, Bets can see the edge of that too.
Tracking down towards trying to play it safe. She needs to be careful and make sure. Oh, she could see the whole thing. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Pushed it. Good noise effect. I'm going to use Sean for more sound effects. All right, so yes, her name is Oldag.
Every bank in the world right now. I like it.
Now here, open up the rack. And Dawn has a real opportunity to tie this matchup.
Yeah.
I mean, the scoreline is 6-5. Dawn's made a good push. I think it was a good time to take a break for Bets in between those last racks.
Yeah.
Maybe change the energy. Maybe stop Dawn from grabbing another rack. We'll see if it worked in her favor or not.
Dawn's starting to look a lot more confident. Earlier I was talking about confident Betsy was walking around the table, and now Dawn's kind of walking around, not necessarily strut, but shoulders are up. She doesn't seem seems a little confident in everything she's doing.
Yeah. All right, so we've opened up the noise filters. So hopefully that sounds a little bit better. And we have been muting in between just to try to get it adjusted. So if you guys are talking about that, it might be kind of, when we come back in sometimes, we may be talking before it actually unmutes. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Gonna play a little follow here and try to miss the 9. She did clip the side of it, but that's okay.
But even if she clipped it, as long as she didn't hit it full, I think she was going to be okay there.
Absolutely.
Slightly roll forward. Get a 7 down here in the bottom right hand. Play this with straight high ball. Back out. Avoid hitting the 9. The biggest challenge at this point is going to be getting from the
So I'm sitting in the booth here at Railyard.
Ooh.
Oh, the 3 of oh boy, here's an opportunity.
That's a really good opportunity.
So where I was going with that is I'm sitting here in the booth, and they've got 4 monitors in this setup here. It's quite impressive.
Yep.
Okay, great. Thanks, Michelle. Speaking of, everybody in the chat room, say hi and thank you to Michelle Griffin.
Miss Louisville Pool Mama.
Yeah, she's our pool mama here at Railyard, and she has been exceptionally kind to the ladies here for our green room. So thank you so much. I'm actually sitting here, and I can see in between a couple monitors, and Kyle, the owner of the pool room, is sitting directly in front of us.
Yep.
And he's on his computer. He's been running around taking pictures of all the ladies, and I'm watching him edit them.
Yep.
I for real think there's nothing that kid doesn't do.
There isn't. He's always working. Oh wow, what a shot by Betsy.
Oh, she needs a little bump here.
She's gonna get it.
Bump. She got it, folks.
Yeah. Whenever it comes to Kyle, he's got one of the best work ethics I've ever seen. He's always doing something for, if not his own, something for the pool room, mainly.
Productive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very productive.
He doesn't know what idle hands are.
No, me either. And idle hands is bad anyway.
Yeah.
Phrase.
Yeah.
Idle hands is the devil's work or something like that. Like,
Yep.
So anyway, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Betsy Sundholm is sitting on the hill. This is a race to 8. The scoreline is currently 7-5. Dawn Oldag breaking the dagger. What do you guys think of her jersey? Isn't that pretty cool? The dagger through the 9-ball.
It really is.
It's
That's
kinda
really
fun.
good design.
Kind of fun stuff there.
Super excited for the rest of the matches today, though. And even though these are B-side, these are still top notch.
Oh yeah.
It's no matter what, the pool's gonna be exciting. Y'all make sure and tune in for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Well, it's not gonna be A-side all day. I mean, we're gonna have some A-side matchups. I mean, you gotta think there's a stellar lineup here at this event. You got Margarita Fefalova, Pia Filler, Christina Tkach, the #1 ranked female player on the WPBA, #2 ranked player in the world.
Yep.
And who's also one of Railyard's
House pros.
House Pros
Yep.
premier ladies. And so she's loving it. She didn't have to pack a single bag to travel to this event. She's like, this is so weird.
Yeah, I was on Facebook yesterday and I saw her post. It was like, getting ready for my next tour stop. Oh wait, don't even have to leave my house. So I was like,
right.
yep.
That's awesome.
Must be nice to play a tour stop in your own backyard. It was funny yesterday.
It's nice to have a beautiful pool room in your backyard, you know?
Funny yesterday, Kyle.
So close.
So Brittany was mentioning it. We've got all these murals of top level players all around the walls. And he was looking out and seeing that Sky had signed his. Shane had signed his. All these players had signed their. Joshua is. And he looks over at, Brittany looks over at Christina and Fetters and is like, House pros haven't even signed their own. So Kyle grabbed her yesterday and made her sign her.
Yeah, I seen it. He got to like videotape it.
That was pretty funny. And
He loves it here.
Oh yeah.
Loves it here.
And she does lessons here all the time. It's honestly really ideal. So busy up top here, something like that, she's able to go backwards. Like you can have a more lesson. This building itself and the way it's been laid out by Kyle and the rest of the team
Absolutely.
really made a very conducive environment.
Yeah, and they call this level where we're at the Champions Arena, right?
Yep, so it's Champions Hall, and then you've got Hustlers Hall is in the back where they're running the Napa event and has the 16 bar boxes in.
No, Jay, I seen your question in the chat about why Christina Tkach suddenly has a flag in her profile. I am not aware of exactly why. To be honest, I think there's a click in the digital pool that our tournament directors can flip, have that or remove them.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was even in discussion. So to be fair, it'll probably be gone again at the next event. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's above my pay grade, but I just stream and talk about pool
Yep.
and meet cool people like Kyle and Sean. Get to meet all the best people by doing.
The awesome part about the pool world is the connection. It's awesome.
All right, so let's look at the. I'm curious.
Touching. It.
Play here. Do you just thin it on right side? Try to get the key ball behind the 8.
I think that.
Okay, this is fun.
I-
Sean says, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Take that. Wow.
my dad used to always tell me, "Keep it simple, stupid."
Hey,
Okay.
look, the kiss. Live by the kiss.
I'm curious how plans to return. Honestly, I don't hate kicking as long as you hit the bottom side of the 3 because you're going to go into the 7. 7's going to contact.
Oh, this could be good. Stop. It leaked out.
Kind of. That's the only. Both of the shots were tough, no matter what. That's
Ooh, the look of the balls.
it does. It's tight, but I think that angle.
Mountain or diamond. So close. Okay, hopefully we fixed the comment cutting in out. Yeah, so Sean is probably choppy because we keep muting him.
Oops.
We only let him talk occasionally. Okay, so John does keep ball in hand here. That's the kick. So I just want you guys to be clear too. So what happens basically when we put the noise gates on is anytime the music cuts in, anytime the music comes on in the room, it will cut us in and out.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but with you have to use the noise gates depending on the sound volume of the volume level of the music in the room.
That way we don't get hit with copyright and whatnot.
Yeah, because then we're in trouble. So the powers that be don't like it when we get flagged on YouTube. So
Wonder why.
And in this particular location, which I know a lot of you guys are pretty used to me being in a closed off booth, and so I don't have to use the sound gates as much. But we're in a really open venue here, and have to be mindful of the background sound. So I apologize if it's weird.
Curious how she chooses to play this. You play it 3 rails out, leave it up on the top end of the table, take the cut on the 7. Fell on the wrong side of it.
Cool. So maybe that's exactly what her goal is. Well, she's just gonna roll it in.
Okay.
Tough one.
That is I mean,
I mean,
kudos to her for taking her medicine, but
she was accepting it.
yeah,
Like, okay, I'm gonna just take it.
I know.
I like your shot, right?
Yeah.
But she's probably a little nervous, so hitting that with that stroke might give her some anxiety.
I actually don't mind the way
Right.
that she played that at all.
No, that's a smart shot. I think Dawn has really settled in and just accepted the fact that she's having to play some safeties to get back into this match.
Yeah, knowing your opponent's on the hill will make you play a completely different game.
Absolutely. You want to grab the game that want to play the game that potentially can book you some winners.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if that helps some for the folks at home. I know they're used to me being kind of loud, so.
Yeah.
But here, with the booth, I'm always like, oh. Our booth is completely closed off, so.
Yeah, honestly, that's the only thing that, mainly the reason for me talking at the volume I'm talking at is because I know that sound bounces off the wall that's right behind us, and I don't want the players to overhear it.
They don't need to hear everything we're saying because they
They've
would
got-
be like, what are they even talking about in there?
Right.
All right. So we did make some adjustments on the volume, folks, and hopefully we've made some adjustments. The room it's a different vibe today. There's not as many people in the early stages of the room. Very quiet, and Sean and I are trying to be on our best behavior. 'Cause there's a brick wall behind us, and so if we stay underneath the foam roof of our half booth, it's pretty cool though. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if I lived in Louisville, they'd have to kick me out of here.
I think it only took us like an hour to build this too.
I wish there was a way to build something like this that was easier traveled
Yeah.
because we have to travel everywhere, and,
Yeah.
and every environment is different for us. So I can't have like an open back. It might have to be completely closed off.
Right. I will say that's the nice part about my involvement is like everything that I do is located here, so I'm
Right.
used to this exact same
Yeah.
setup every single
Every
time.
time.
I don't have to worry about traveling to different tour stops or anything like that.
Ladies are in a heated safety battle, and Dawn continues to play solid safeties. Right, so it looks like that's his top rail there in your view.
If she goes 2 rails, she has a better chance to make it.
Oh, nice.
She almost made it 1, but
This isn't a terrible leave for her. I mean, it's as tough on Dawn.
it's really tough. I mean, I don't know if that 8 goes down in the bottom left corner, but I mean, no matter what, Dawn's gonna have to let her stroke out on.
Yeah,
Can't slow roll it.
I'm positive that the
Yeah.
8 goes past the 9 in the corner. You can just pocket this 7. It does look like back cutting it. Top right corner.
Might fluke it in the side.
Way.
She did.
Swing better. Hey, Mark Siegel. So this is this is the WPBA event. This is the B side. So both of these ladies were defeated in their first round. And they are fighting for their tournament life, and we put them on the feature table. So enjoy the show.
Not only that, but this is the conditions here are tough. I mean, anytime you play on a stream table, it's tough. Not to mention a table with tight pockets, brand new felt,
Brand new.
temperature conditions that you probably never played in. There's nothing quite like the Ohio River Valley. I mean, it's super humid, but it feels dry. But you look at the weather and the weather app, and you're like, oh, 70% humidity. Didn't feel that way. And that affects how the table plays. So it's really tough to judge with these conditions.
Absolutely.
You notice most of the balls that are being missed, they're not being missed by a diamond. They're by being rattled, or it's very subtle misses. It's not like
Type. No, they're tighter pockets. They're 4.25
Yeah.
pockets. They're not standard, and brand new cloth on the tables and the rails.
Yep.
So it wasn't like they just did the bed of the table. They did the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was pretty impressive to watch them get to work.
And I believe the rails are relatively new themselves. The rubber on the rails, I'm pretty sure that we replaced those in the last 6-7 months. So I mean, there's a lot that goes into tournaments like these. So you come run 3 balls on the table.
Oh, and Michelle let us know that the AC vent is literally right above the table.
It
as
is.
well.
We actually used to have a huge problem with it. That it would drip.
Condensate.
The
Yeah,
condensation would drip down
Yeah.
onto the table, and so if you notice, it's completely wrapped.
I see that. I just happened to look up and interesting. So Johnny Caps. Yep, it's Lonnie. How's that with the old Johnny Carson? Here's Lonnie. And we're already slap happy, and we just got here, Sean.
Right?
Sleep last night. That's what happened.
I was about to say, I went home and I've got 3 Huskies, so I got home. They were all super excited, so I had to entertain them for about 2 hours, so there went that.
You had to do doggy daddy duty.
Yep.
All right, so it looks like she went for the rando push. Oh. Sophomore 1 started. Pump the 6. Did miss the 6. Pocket.
But she's left her tree topped over the 8.
And I wanted to see where exactly that 1 was. She's okay.
okay.
Yeah. She's close to it, but I think she's
People always say, get close to your work. Well,
Right.
that's pretty close.
real close.
I think she could spin out of this 2 rails for the side. Or
Okay.
she could play it just straight up and down.
Trailer around the top right side or left side of the pocket, but went 1 rail.
Yeah.
Leaned straight at it.
She's going to pull this back a little bit for the 5 in the right side pocket. She's got a really good layout here to end this a little bit.
I think that with a high ball, she can pocket this and go to the center. See her kind of hit by the center diamond down here. Bottom rail and back up. Oh, don't over.
I think ooh, it's close. I don't think she can make it. Don't know if she can get the edge of it.
I just want y'all to know that Bets makes the best faces. Opportunity.
We might have a hill thriller for our first match of the day.
Thriller.
Need a little Michael Jackson Thriller edit to pop up.
Beat it. Gonna let me do commentary. Especially if I start.
Right.
Okay, Lonnie. You're done.
We'll still do a better job.
I think you've done great, Sean. I forced him into the booth. Came in to help us get set up and get all the tech work done on the back end of this. And I was like, hey, put the headset on. No.
It's been a pleasure, though. This has been fun so far.
Absolutely. All right. So do you like this 2 rails, just, low center, back out to the center of the table, or do you play? I like to play. I don't know. I
play with
swing
bottom
her
right.
around. I swing her around her. I don't like this pocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dark in there.
Yeah. That ball went to the wrong home.
And this 9 set,
Yeah, that's really
that
unfortunate.
was a big swing.
On that, I like playing it softer pace. That way the right English really takes off the rail and it comes around on the right side of it.
And you can cut it thinner, too. If you're going to do that, cut the ball really thin so that the cue ball gets back to the left-hand rail fast.
Yeah.
And then it'll widen out for you.
Yeah.
Hitting it fat and thick without side's going to go into the
Yep.
this 9 ball to win the set. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the road for Dawn Oldag. So shout out to her for her decent event here. I'm sure she would have liked to seen herself do better, but I'm sure she'll be back. Betsy Sundholm has defeated her, and she's going to be advancing. She is on the B side. Our next matchup is going to be Jessica Hardison versus Debbie Teichert. Going to reboot the stream and get you back started here in just a second, folks. So stay tuned, or we'll come back and we'll have another great match for you today. This is Lonnie Fox Raymond. Thank you to Sean Denny for getting in the booth with me.
Appreciate you for having me.
And we'll be back in action shortly.